Stellaris is one of the most unique games you will ever come across, and while it has great mechanics and amazing visuals, there are core issues and things that you must know before you buy it. But Stellaris is a grand strategy game set in the vastness of space. You will take on the role of a spacefaring civilization. You must explore the galaxy, colonize new worlds, and interact with other species. The game takes place in a massive, procedurally generated galaxy filled with star systems, planets, and a ton of alien species. And you are there to expand your civilization's reach, explore unknown regions, and establish your own empire, where the ultimate goal is to achieve galaxy domination, either through military conquest, diplomatic alliances, or technological advancement. The game will also allow you to shape your civilization's destiny, with outcomes ranging anywhere from peaceful coexistence to entire domination over the galaxy. But in terms of the main gameplay, it is all about exploring the galaxy, expanding your empire, managing your resources, and interacting with other civilizations. And when you first start out, you'll have a single planet and a fleet of ships. Your first task is then to explore nearby star systems, using science ships to survey planets and then uncover resources, anomalies, and potential colonies. And this exploration is a crucial part of the early game, as you must find valuable resources. Once you've identified suitable planets, you can then send colony ships to establish new settlements. This will expand your empire, which is also key to gain more resources and increase your influence. However, every new colony will also require careful management. This could include building infrastructure, managing the population, and balancing your resources like food, energy, and minerals. But as you expand, you'll also encounter other civilizations, where you could use diplomacy to form alliances, trade agreements, and even non-aggression pacts. Alternatively, you could engage in outright warfare to try and conquer the other empire and expand your own territory. And it's therefore very crucial that you balance diplomacy and military power to try and maintain stability, but also achieving your own goals. Research is also a critical aspect of the game, as you must research new technology in 3 different categories: physics, society, and engineering, where every technology tree will unlock new buildings, ships, and even abilities. And these are crucial for managing your empire and staying ahead of your rivals. Which takes me to the next point, the progression. And it is all about starting from humble beginnings of a single planet to a sprawling interstellar empire. So in the early game, you'll focus on exploration and colonization. You start with a few ships and 1 planet, but as you move into the mid-game, your empire will grow and you'll start to encounter other civilizations. And this is where diplomacy and warfare become really important. You will need to manage your relationships with other empires, either through alliances and trade, or through military conquest. And then, by the end game, your empire is gonna be vast, and you'll face entirely new challenges. And this could be managing large-scale conflicts, dealing with internal politics, and even responding to crises across the entire galaxy. Moreover, your fleet size will also be massive, and the battles are even more significant. But more importantly, through the game, the focus will shift to maintaining dominance and preparing for potential endgame threats like powerful aliens or galaxy-spanning rebellions. So as you can tell, the game is not about following a linear storyline or having some kind of narrative that slowly unfolds. Instead, it is all about a sandbox experience where you can create your own story based on your decisions and interactions. I want to go a bit deeper into some of the best features of the game and what makes it truly stand out. The first one is a procedurally generated galaxy. So every time you start a new game, the galaxy is created with different star systems, planets, and even alien species. This also means that no 2 playthroughs are the same, offering endless replayability and new challenges every time you play. Another feature is the deep customization of your empire. So at the beginning, you can create your own unique civilization, and you can choose everything from the species traits to their government type and ethical values. So you could choose a physical trait of being strong or being very intelligent. You could also choose their ethical values. Are they gonna be militaristic or even pacifists? Another standout feature is the endgame crisis, and these are large-scale threats that will challenge not only you, but the entire galaxy. And they are designed to test your empire's strength and resilience. So as you progress into the late game, one of several possible endgame crises can happen. This could be a full-out galaxy invasion, rogue AI uprising, or a devastating interdimensional rift. But what they all have in common is they force you to adapt your strategies and often require cooperation with other civilizations to survive. And the final great feature is the diplomacy and espionage. And these allow you to interact with other civilizations in many ways. You can form alliances, you can set up trade agreements, or even engage in covert operations to gain advantages. Furthermore, through the diplomacy system, you could communicate with other civilizations, form federations, or even declare war. And this system provides so many avenues for interaction and strategy, as they allow you to build powerful alliances or even manipulate other empires to your advantage. And it is all of these unique features combined that makes the game truly what it is and why the game stands out so much. But as you can probably tell, with how many and how complex these systems are, it means the game is quite difficult. There is a quite steep learning curve and it won't hold your hand much. So as a new player, the game will provide tutorials and tooltips that explain the basic mechanics, but you will often be left to figure out advanced strategies for your own. For example, Still, a big struggle with new players is balancing your economy, which usually takes a lot of time and practice to learn. But even the most experienced player can still face unexpected challenges. For instance, if you try to expand your empire too quickly, it could end in disaster, as there might be a very powerful neighboring empire that will declare war on you. And all of this will require you to adapt your strategy, build up your military, and form alliances. And I would therefore say that Stellaris will cater more to hardcore strategy gamers who enjoy deep, complex systems, as the more casual player will find the game quite overwhelming. The next thing I want to talk about is the graphics, the sound, and atmosphere. As you can probably tell, Stellaris have really detailed and colorful graphics that are truly designed to bring the galaxy to life. This will include the star systems, the planets, and even the spaceships are all beautifully designed, which all add to make exploration very visually appealing. Another great feature is the sound design. It has really immersive space sounds and effects that will enhance the overall gameplay. On top of that, you add the music, which is very atmospheric and epic. And this overall atmosphere is honestly one of the best things about the game. It is truly immersive, with a combination of stunning visuals, detailed sound effects, and captivating music that all plays beautifully together and pulls you into the game world. But of course, with that being said, the game is not perfect, and there are several issues. So let's go over the pros and cons. The first pro is a complex gameplay. The game will offer you such a rich and complex strategy experience with great elements like exploration, diplomacy, warfare, and even research. And this depth of gameplay can keep you playing for many hours and still find new things to do. And the next pro is a procedurally generated galaxy, and this makes it so every game is unique, ensuring basically endless replayability, as the unpredictable nature of the galaxy will make every game feel different and also quite exciting, as you'll never know who your neighbor might be. And the final pro is the detailed graphics and immersive sound. The game is honestly stunning, with beautiful and colorful graphics that you can truly enjoy when exploring the galaxy. Furthermore, the design of the star system, the planets, and the spaceships is quite impressive. On top of that, you also add the sound design and the music, which are also top notch. It really adds to the immersion and feeling of being in space. And now for the cons. The first con is by far the steep learning curve. This game will be quite difficult when you first start out, and especially if you're new to strategy games. And you must be prepared for the fact that it will take a long time to learn all the mechanics, as they can be very complex. And while there are basic tutorials, the game will not offer much guidance for the more advanced strategies. And as a new player, you will definitely struggle to understand the deeper mechanics without external help. The next con is a somewhat repetitive mid-game. The mid-game can be quite repetitive, and it will involve a lot of managing resources and expanding your empire, and can feel a lot like a routine. So while the early game is quite exciting, and the end game has a lot of things going on, the mid-game can feel a bit repetitive. And the final con is the performance issues. Now this won't affect everyone, but especially in the late game with the larger empires and many active elements, if you're playing on an older or lower end system, you might experience some lag, and I therefore highly recommend that you check out the system requirements before buying the game. But with all that said, let's grade the game. And Stellaris earns an amazing 9 out of 10 for several reasons. It is very impressive just how deep the game is, how beautiful the graphics are, and just the sheer immersive gameplay. The game truly excels in creating a rich, complex universe where you can explore and manage your own civilization. Furthermore, you have very detailed customization options for creating your own empire. Then you add the sound design and the music, which are also top notch. However, the game does have several drawbacks. There is a quite steep learning curve that will be hard for new players, and there are also a few performance issues in the late game. But despite these issues, the game truly stands out for its highly rewarding strategy that will offer you a deep and engaging experience if you are willing to invest the time to learn it. And Stellaris is therefore a must-buy for you if you love strategy games, but also space exploration. However, if you prefer more straightforward and guided gameplay, it might not be the best fit for you, as well as a steep learning curve and the lack of in-game tutorials, which can be very daunting for new players. But if you enjoy exploring a vast galaxy, engaging in diplomacy and warfare, then Stellaris is definitely worth your time and money. For more amazing games, click here.